Australia's drug problem started in the early 19th century when opium first began coming into Australia. It wasn't illegal until the 1960s, so it gave plenty of time for people to become addicted. Also, women began using narcotics in the early 1900s to get rid of various pains, not knowing the highly addictive ability. There was not enough awareness overall, which is why Australia has the problems they have today.
Drug users. Are you picturing down-at-heel junkies in city alleys? The Global Drug Survey tells a different story. Of the 6,600 Australians who answered, many seem more like mum and dad users. They mainly lived with a partner, and more than a third were aged over 40. About a quarter earned more than $100,000 each year. So what were we taking? Nearly two-thirds had used an illegal drug in the past year. The most common by far was cannabis, although about 1 in 4 had popped an ecstasy pill, 1 in 5 used cocaine, and 1 in 10 had tripped out on LSD. The most common drug? Alcohol. We're drinking like fish, but we don't seem too pleased about it. When asked what made us feel good, relaxed, and happy, cannabis and ecstasy were the most common answers. Alcohol did help us relax, but it, along with tobacco and amphetamines, showed up repeatedly in the top 3 drugs that make us feel sick, depressed, and out of control. It looks like drug use, and all the good and bad experiences that come with it, spreads all the way from our dingiest city alleys to our leafiest suburbs.
As you can see, Australia's drug problem has become an increasing issue since the early 19th century. They have been trying to enforce anti-drug laws since the 1950s and 60s, and none of these drug laws have worked. Our solution is to make marijuana a legal but government-controlled substance due to its addiction inability.
It will be taxed extremely heavily, and the profits gained from this will go to rehabilitation centers to be funded for people struggling with strong drug addictions like heroin. Anybody found using heroin on the streets will be sent to these rehabilitation centers instead of prison, so they can actually work on their problem and get better.
In places like Portugal and the Netherlands, drug addiction is treated as a disease and not a crime. This is exactly what we would like to do here in Australia. These users need help for their disease and don't need to be punished, considering being addicted isn't truly their fault. And while on the streets, there is nothing that they can do about it.